I'd love to see Isis Nightmares. He goes up to the guy, can't decapitate properly. Like he only gets halfway through. And he's like, "What are you doing, you bloody donkey?"
Fucking donut.
And there's a symbol
Job
clash.
half done.
It comes with some witty joke. This isn't beheading. This is bedeading.
What are you, an idiot terrorist?
Betwixt the ruby seas, deep in the eye of the storm, a bastion of beef and hope lies nestled in the sand. 4 men almost lost to the deep now find tranquility within its walls. And now they're inviting you in for a tale unlike anything you've ever heard before.
For a while now, we've had a running meme on this show.
That's true.
And but before we started recording today, I had to make a new one, an updated version, because of some news that we got that's currently circulating in our headlines. So boys, feast your ears.
I believe I know what this is.
Buckingham Palace has
we can't. Our power just went out. We're having our fire alarms inspected or whatever, because I guess the building's like making sure, they be beeping.
They can fight fires.
And apparently part of that involved turning off the power at the mains without telling us.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so they killed the power for the whole building at once?
Just our room, I think, or just our apartment.
Oh.
Because we can access like our fuse box like in the apartment, so they must have just went boop and just turned off.
Okay.
Do they not tell anybody? What if there's someone that's like on a home life support thing that just like they just flip it off?
He came in.
Grandma!
Yeah. And then a Japanese woman.
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of
Grandma.
Grandma.
What's the meme where it's like fucking unplugging your grandpa's life support so you can charge your vape or whatever?
I've seen these really funny YouTube shorts recently where this kid, his grandma needs this thing when she sleeps, like a mask or whatever, and it's like hooked up to this thing that like she has out in the hallway, and there's these shorts of him like walking by and like peering in his grandma's like kind of sleeping, and then he pulls the thing where it's pulling in the oxygen and farts into it, and like a couple seconds go by, and she starts going. And she's like, it's the funniest shit ever.
That's so
and it seems real, like she's not in on it. It's like so fucking funny. That's like,
does it work like that? Like if you fart in an oxygen tank,
hell yeah,
pipe, it'll like.
I mean, yeah.
I farted in a cup and put it up to my face, and that shit made me yak on
that
contact.
is true.
So.
Yeah, that's
Episode
like
2 reference.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen some weird like Japanese porn on eFucked where like girls wear like tubes up to their ass, and then some little fucking man in a gimp suit's like lying on the ground, like having a breathing fart sauce.
Yeah,
that's fucking sickening.
What if his, little? I mean, it's hilarious, obviously, but like, what if he actually, like, what if that was the end? What if that was the thing that just like her body couldn't take it? You're going to jail for fart murder.
Oh, you're talking about grandma. I thought you were talking about the Asian gimp. You're talking about grandma.
I'm talking about grandma. How awful would that be? Like, what are you in for? I farted on my grandma, and she couldn't handle it.
And then she shitted.
But honestly, it was a banger combo. TikTok. You don't see a lot of people die on TikTok, so it's like, TikTok, buckle up, because you've never fucking seen anything like this before.
This isn't your mother's TikTok account. We fucking kill people.
2 weeks later, he's like, I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. I farted on grandma.
She died.
Rip grandma.
Speaking of old ladies, have you guys seen that TikTok account that's like, it's like that dude and that like decrepit old woman, and they're like a TikTok couple?
Oh,
it's
like, that sounds so
the
sad.
most horrifying fucking thing. Like, props to him if he loves her, like whatever, but like, that woman is scary. Like, she's
there's no way they like have sex, right? That would just sound like the skeletons dying in Minecraft.
Is this Christian?
Like,
I don't know. I mean, there's a TikTok of her like, Courtney put it on screen, but there's a TikTok of her like the joke is that she's walking out of the shower, so she's like in a robe and she has like a towel on, and she's like, you know, obviously she's very bony and old and like dusty.
Yeah.
And like it's oh god, I want to pull it up because it's hard to explain it and perfectly be able to replicate the cringe I felt without just showing you guys. So I'm gonna show you guys. Here, let me hit play on this one. And this isn't the one I was talking about. The one I was talking about is like he's like wrapped up in a blanket and he's like talking like Elmo, and like the joke is that because she got out of the shower, so she's all clean, and he wants to like lick her old lady vagina, and that's the punchline. That's the joke.
God.
It's very disturbing, but this is the couple.
And speak to everyone there.
After 8 years of friendship, they found love through their mutual interest in TikTok.
She's like the cracked out lady you see up the street, like screaming at people.
One time this homeless lady chased me with a steel pipe, and she looked just like that lady.
It looks like you know, they took the old lady model and they put it on like the young girl dancing TikTok, like mesh, like animation rig.
Right.
Like it doesn't feel like that character model should do those things.
I was gonna say the same thing. Also, Doplex, what is with your life and being like full of just Family Guy cutaways? It's just like an entire string of weird, like, this is one time his lady chased me with a steel pipe.
I can't wait for the point where we've got like their big dick podcast money, and every time Doplex does one of his cutaways, we can fully reenact it.
We can do
This
a
is worse than the time.
reenactment.
Yeah.
This is crazier than the time I got chased by an old lady with a pipe, and then just fucking cuts over.
But it's like some slapstick joke where it's some old lady like she just has like a tobacco pipe or something.
Hey, speaking of TikTok, we have an update. We're a bit late on this, but we were. I think this happened while we were on our January meditation and gooning 1 month goon marathon. Our friend James's friend Dimension 7R that he brought to the table. Friend of the show,
your buddy.
the new Mr. Blocku.
The new Mr.
Much like
Blocku.
Mr. Blocku had kind of like a sad trajectory where like he kind of blew up, couldn't quite handle fame, is now apparently homeless, and
he chose nothing instead of choosing Nerf.
Those were his two. When he was Mr. Nerf You, those were his two options. Unfortunately, he picked the latter. Dimension 7R kind of took the angrier route, the more edgy route. James, would you like to explain what's happening
James,
to our dear friend in the sky?
Give us the big update.
Give us the weekend update with Seth Rogen or whatever it's called.
So he ended up getting a TikTok again sometime after we covered him. So I started I don't have TikTok, but I just started checking in on it all the time. And his TikToks were getting angrier and angrier. You know, he wasn't even in the kitchen anymore. He was like, dude, there was a period where he was putting his phone in this little hallway that was like really long and like lit very poorly. And he would just wear like Michael Myers masks and like screech like a demon and just stand there like like he's like the twins in The Shining or some shit. And like, and he would just do that
no longer
for weeks.
jumping.
And then he was like, he was really upset with anybody who was sharing his content. He was like, I don't even care if it's good for me. Like, if you fucking share my content, I'm taking you to court, you fucking piece of shit. And there's always someone else in the room like, Nicholas, calm down. I don't know if that's his name, but it's like, there's always someone saying like, calm down.
Yeah,
and then it eventually...
Some 80-year-old shriveled woman in the background being like,
my heart.
Fucking, it eventually plateaued at, he got really mad one day, and I think it was on a TikTok live, or maybe it was just a TikTok, but there was someone in the background trying to stop him, and it was really funny. But he threatened to shoot up a school if people didn't stop making fun of him on TikTok or something.
Oh my God.
And like he called out the school and the location of it and like the town and everything and what how he was gonna kill them.
Threat.
Yeah, it was like a real threat to shoot up a school if people didn't stop like taking his content or something. And then he got arrested and like clowned on local news, and that made it onto TikTok also.
Mr. Blocky was always like share, right? Like share. And this guy was don't share, or I'm gonna shoot up a school.
The yin to Mr. Blocku's yang, or whichever one.
Yeah.
Why does
Mr. Blocky's nerf?
Why does Mr. Blocky have to be the yang, Andrew? That's racist.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Why can't he be
Why is he
Andrew?
Andrew?
I don't remember which one is which. Stop.
Both of them had a similar weird thing where like they were both antagonistic to the people who would like give them growth online.
Right.
Like Mr. Blocku was like, I'm gonna block you at the fucking drop of a hat.
Yeah.
And then that just made people like message him more trying to get blocked. And then this guy doesn't even want it. Which like it does make me wonder though, like what was this guy's end goal if he didn't want to like grow on TikTok? Like why did he not want people sharing his stuff?
I don't know. That is the thing.
Know.
Yeah. It was like
he just wanted to stay really small.
Yeah, he wanted to be a niche.
Anywhere.
I think
I
think the idea was like that he wanted to grow, but he wanted like his channels, like the stuff he was posting wasn't getting caught up in the algorithm, so like his views were kind of ass, which means his money was ass. But like everyone else who posted him, you know, they would take his content, put black bars and then funny emojis. They would get fucking 50 million views, but his shit would never pop off because he was probably shadow banned because he's doing sketchy ass shit all the time.
Screaming and threatening to shoot up a school.
So he was like really, because it was like all of this like clout exists for him, but none of it is his. So I guess he was just like really fucking upset.
Again, exactly the same as Mr. Blocku, because Mr. Blocku went on a tirade at one point because people, you know, everyone was re-uploading his original $19 Fortnite cards.
It sucked more for Mr. Blocku though, because people were purposely like hacking all of his accounts and deleting them to troll him and stuff.
Right.
I still
really fucked up that people.
I don't know. Is that real or not? Because he went through so many.
No, it's really real. Not all of them got deleted, but like no, like he had some pretty good, like I remember he did one like a TikTok or something with like evidence of what was going on.
Okay, sure.
Remember he had like a couple breakdowns about it. That's like when he would like kind of pull back the veil. Yeah,
I know. I definitely know he's done like 50. He's got 50 different accounts. But I was like, surely you'd get hacked like twice and then just choose a better password. But I guess maybe he just falls for phishing scams all the time and is
or maybe his password was just like the Fortnite 1 or something. Like
he kept getting emails that said like, watch this man's daughter pop his booty on pop her booty on live.
He's like, okay.
He keeps getting emails from fake Epic Games accounts being like, we love your Fortnite content. We'd like to sponsor you with unlimited $19 passes. And he's like, I can't.
Bruh. Okay.
After the phishing scam, we're going to McDonald's.
Can I tell you guys a story of mine real quick? Something that happened to me.
Tell us a story, Jimbo.
Please.
So a few nights ago, I was going out to get... I think I just ran out of... I like buy gallons of water or whatever at the gas station because I don't drink tap water. And I went to the gas station. It was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And my car was on empty, so I was going to fill it up. So I pull up. This is the gas station that I go to. This gas station's like right where I live. So it's like I go there 3 or 4 times a week just buying water and gas all the time. So I pulled up and I got out, turned my car off, pull the fucking thing, put the card in, and then card reader's doing something really weird and it like won't accept my card. So I go to take it back and my card is like locked inside the card reader. I was like, that's AIDS. So I'm like pulling on it. I give it a few minutes. I'm hitting all the buttons and shit and I'm pulling on it and it won't come out. And I give it like 5 minutes because it's like I don't want to be that guy. It's like I'm gonna let this stupid machine do its thing. And eventually it'll give me my card back. And it wouldn't. So I went in and I'm like, hey, man, it was a new guy there that I didn't know because I like know some of them there. And it was like, hey, my pump 15, my card is like stuck in the thing and it won't like run it for some reason. And he was like, what? I was like, my card's it pump 15, like my card's stuck, like I can't get it out of the thing. He's like, your card? Duh. I was like, what else did I like? Is my car stuck in the fucking machine? I'm like, no, my card, my debit card is stuck in the machine. I don't know, like, is there a button you can press that like gives it back or something? And he's like, oh fuck. So he like walks outside with me, and it's like a long walk to this stupid fucking gas pump for some reason. It's like far away from the mini mart.
It's a small quest.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a peg leg and a cane.
Yeah, it's like this kid's young too. He's probably like 20. Like he's like a few years younger than me. So we're kind of walking, and we get out there. And he's in front of me a little bit, and he's kind of like, his card's stuck in the machine, fucker. And he gets up to it, and he like grabs the card, and it pulls out, of course, because why wouldn't it? It's like it wasn't stuck in the fucking machine anymore. So he kind of just looks at me. I was like, oh, my bad, dog. And he kind of gave me a weird look when I said dog, and then that put me on the back foot. So I was like, that shit's fucking AIDS. And then he looked at me even weirder when I said that. I was like, oh, this guy probably doesn't exist on the internet because I just this doesn't. I just called something AIDS. Like AIDS. This shit's fucking AIDS, bro.
He's like, huh? AIDS? That's weird.
Huh? Where?
So he was like 20. He's a black kid working at the gas station, and it was like I called him dog, and I think he thought that I was like trying to be like,
what is
hello,
up, my bust up homies?
What is up, my dog? But it's just like,
what's good?
Like that's actually how I like. It doesn't matter. Like I would have fucking said that to a 50-year-old dude working at the gas station.
Right.
When you told us before the podcast, you said you also raised a fist when you said it. You were like, what's up, dog?
Yeah, and you just randomly said the word George Floyd for no reason, no context.
But
you know, I would have voted for Obama a third time.
I would have voted for George if he would have ran or something. No, but it was so that put me on the back foot, and then I just went to like, AIDS is funny. This shit's fucking AIDS. My bad, dog. And he kind of just like looked me off, and then I put my card back in, and it got stuck again, and it wouldn't work. But I was like, I couldn't. I swear to God, I put it back in. Like he hit it and cleared everything. He's like, all right, you're good. I put it back in. It got fucking stuck again, and it wouldn't run the card. At this point, it's like I can't go back in there. He's already just bothered that he has to come out and do this. He probably thinks I'm lying. Then he goes back in, and the card's stuck in. It's like I have to wait here until it like clears itself. So I'm standing there for like 10 minutes, and he's like looking at me through the window. It's just like. Like waiting for me to get my gas, and I don't even want to like gesture or anything that it's fucking stuck even, so he probably just thinks I have AIDS. And I'm waiting for it, and it finally gives it to me, and then he's looking at me. I get back in my car, I turn it on, I just make a loop and go right back to the same spot, but one pump back, so maybe this pump will work. He's just staring at me the whole time, and he's probably like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And I get out, and this pump works, and I get my gas. But it was like, it was so uncomfortable. And I'm like a regular at this place. I buy water here all the time, and I get gas here. It's the fucking 5 days a week. The other night I was high, and I went in because I needed to get water, but I was high, and I walked there because it's like right here. And I was talking to this dude for like 20 minutes about how Chester Bennington got assassinated by pedophiles or some shit. Like this is my spot. And now I feel like I haven't been back in like 5 days because I feel like I can't go back anymore.
The word has spread. He was showing all his buddies you on the security cam, like, look at this fucking guy.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And I'm just like, I'm like finger banging this fucking card holder. And I wasn't
it's like
dressed.
a cartoon. You've got like both feet up on the fucking thing, like pulling. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Give it back.
Mario 64 sound. Yanking it back.
But now I gotta fucking drive up the road like 2 miles to some shitty 2-pump, and I feel like I'm gonna die every time I go there. But it's better than better than feeling cringe.
My favorite rapper, 2-pump.
That is the worst gas station experience I think of all time. I don't know if anybody can top that.
In multiple ways, it sullied my reputation, and it isn't fair because it wasn't my fault.
Honestly, gas stations are just like freaky places, like in general. So like to have like any sort of like uncomfortable experience, or like just where you feel like you're in a rush to get the fuck out of there, especially at night. Like I don't know, I always feel like at night whenever I go to a gas station, I'm like fucking. I got like eyeballs on like every side of my head, just like looking around me, just make sure I don't get like stabbed.
I'm fully like perked up when I'm at a fucking gas station. I'm ready for anything, especially at night when you're like at a gas station, someone pulls up to the pump like right next to yours. It's like I got my hand on this fucking gas thing. I'm ready to pull it out and just fucking blind somebody and run.
With gasoline.
That's where you get robbed, bro. It's gas stations.
I'm always like irrationally afraid that there's gonna be the one fuckwit who like has a cigarette, or because I've seen videos of like like fucking oil. There's one I saw, it's the dumbest one ever. This dude like changing an oil tanker, or he was like open the top up to check something at a gas station. He's fucking smoking while he does it. So of course like an ember like falls in and just goes boom, and just like a fucking like a nuke.
I feel like that is like the epitome of, is it Darwinism, right? Darwinism?
No, it's Darwinism, but yeah, it is. But like that's someone else making the decision for me. Like I would never do something dumb like that. But for who's checking the oil tank is gonna rock up, do something dumb, and then just kill me because I'm just happen to be there.
How is that like not the first thing that comes? Because I mean, I'm with you, Kudos. Like I think there's a deep fear in anybody of getting any kind of gas on them, near them, because it's like, this shit is flammable. The most flammable thing to ever exist, basically. And I can die. How is that not the first thing you think of? It's like, let's open her up.
Some people just need that hit.
I feel like you just gotta have been doing it for so long that like
you're just so numb to
danger goes away.
Or like maybe video games have skewed my video games have skewed my perception of this, but like I'm always worried that if someone just slightly grazes one of the pumps, the whole place is just going boom. Like
if you touch it, the whole fucking all 8 pumps explode.
Like someone who can't drive properly like hits a corner too hard and just like slaps into one of them, and then I'm just there fucking get enveloped. It's like sweet.
I don't think they actually blow up though, right? Like if you were to crash into one, I don't think they would actually blow up.
Probably they probably did back in the day, but I think these days they've probably got some pretty intense. Like the second there's an issue, all the pipes like seal shut and make like some kind of vacuum or something.
Because there's like a video, there's like videos of people who like leave the fucking like the little the pump. Yeah, they leave the pump in their gas tank. Those are designed to rip off. Yeah, but I've seen videos where like they'll leave the pump in their gas tank and they'll drive off and like the whole fucking gas pump will like rip out of the ground and then, like trail behind them. Yeah.
I guess it's those older gas stations.
They're normally designed to because the new ones are designed to just snap off, I think, if that happens. But
right.
Also, to your point about just like random people being at gas stations, there's depending on how late you go, there's almost always the chance that someone's gonna ask you for money outside of a gas station.
Yeah.
There's this dude that used to hang outside the Sheets back in Lynchburg when I was living there. I had to be on set for a film, and I pulled up, I go inside, and I come back out, and the guy is like, hey man, can you give me $1? And I was like, yeah, sure. I walk over to him and I hand it, and the door behind me, and I had left my keys in the car, the door just like barely latches closed. I see it happen, and I'm like, oh. And I kind of quickly move to open the door, and my hand is like underneath the handle, and I hear the chunk, and I was like, "No, you gotta be kidding me!"
No,
because I had to be on set, so like I am rushing to get to a set, and I'm like, "Come on, man!"
The awkwardness of being like stuck in that awkward situation with the dude you just gave $1 to, because like it's not that there's anything against I give money to fucking basically everyone that asks me because I can't handle it, but like. It's like a very intimate thing that happens, and it's like I kind of want to give it and then like
leave.
Exactly.
Because it's like I would give you as much as I could, but I'm also poor, but I want to help you. But now that I've helped you, like, are we in love? Like, I have to go now.
So that was what made it even weirder, is because like there is that like I want to give you the money and go.
That's what I'm saying. That's so uncomfortable.
There's also this like intrinsic embarrassing quality to getting locked out of your car. It just feels like such a rookie mistake. And so I'm sitting there, and I gave this man $1. The door is still kind of cracked open, but it's locked, and I have to be on set, and my brain stun locks, and I'm staring inside my car just like, and the guy looks over at me and goes, "You locked out of your car?" I went, "Yep." And he went, "Oh man." So now we're even more bonded by this embarrassing situation, and he's technically
caused by him.
Exactly. He's technically the reason I'm locked out. So he jumps into helpful mode because he feels bad. We're trying to reach the lock. We're trying to do everything we can. He runs inside. He's like, "Hang on, I'll go ask somebody if they have like a coat hanger." And I was like, "I don't know if anyone's going to have a coat hanger." And he comes out with a coat hanger. Like one of those little wired ones. He undoes it, and he, after like, it was probably 20 minutes or so of us, trial and error trying to get, we finally got it inside, and we're able to hook the latch thing so that it unlocked the car. And that's what he did, all that work for $1.
You jump in high five and it freeze frames and it plays some song from the 80s.
So then I like sped to the set and I had to tell everybody what the fuck happened.
I don't really give any money to people, but more just because I don't have any money on me. Like I don't ever have cash.
Yeah, your country has like weird weird cash denominations where it's like
Not
you're
even
either
that.
giving somebody $1 million or you're giving somebody like a penny. You know, there's
I mean,
no in between.
We'd be having coins, but
Yeah,
I just
you
don't
guys do be
have
having
like,
coins.
I don't carry cash ever. You can pay on like debit literally everywhere here.
Yeah.
So
I don't carry cash
last time I
either.
actually
But
had cash.
I just have a bunch of like coins in my car. Just from I probably have like $50 worth of coins in my car because just like just put them there,
Sure.
whatever. But
Yeah.
I remember this one time I
Accumulate.
was going into Jacksonville to see a play. And like I crossed over the bridge, and there was just this dude with like no shirt on. It was like 11 o'clock at night, in like March. Just dude with no shirt on. As soon as I got over the bridge, it was like I got off the bridge and I'm at a light, so there's nowhere to go. And he's got no shirt on, and he kind of just runs up to the car. He's like, "Hey man, I just got it out of jail." I'm like, "Fuck, he's gonna kill me."
Like legally or not legally?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "Hey man, I just got out of jail. You got anything? Like, I just need something to get me going." I was like, "Yeah, man, fuck it." I never use the coin, so I take a fucking handful of coins and just give them to him. It's probably like $15. And
Should have thrown it at him and made him pick it all up.
I gave him a handful of coins, and then my mistake was like letting him know. Not that it was. I'm not gonna fucking use the coins. I'm glad I gave them to him, but it was like he could hear how many fucking coins were left after the handful. So he kind of was, you know, which I've never been in a situation like that. I'd probably push my luck too if I had fucking nothing. So it's not a criticism of him, but he starts pushing his luck, and he's like, "Hey man, you know." And I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. So I'm giving him shit, and then another car pulls up, and they roll down the window, and they're like, "Yo, that's real fucking nice of you." They're like probably drunk driving or some shit. They seem cooked.
Yeah.
"That's real fucking nice of you, man. That's fucking awesome." And the dude kind of like Metal Gear Solid exclamation point, like turns around, and he's like, "Yo, thank you so much, man. Yo, you guys got anything?" And they like pull off after telling me I'm like really nice for giving the dude money. He like fucking. And they just start driving away, and then that was my out, so I gave him like fucking $30 in quarters, and then I drove away, and it was just like
They ran him over.
That was funny.
Yeah, I just imagine this dude like just a handful of fucking coins. Like,
he was literally like
with
holding
that
it against his chest. There was that many,
got a
so they
shirt,
wouldn't fall.
Just running away, and you hear like ding 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 ding. Just as he runs away with his bag full of money. I was like how funny it'd be. He's like, "I just got out of jail. Do you have any coins?" And like as you're giving him a handful of coins, like the helicopter light just boom over top of you.
Yeah.
You're being arrested for abetting a criminal.
Dude, that reminds me. I have kind of a crazy story. I don't think I've ever told this story before. One time we were going to a party or from a party. Anyway, we were walking. It was like really late at night, and we were walking through Chula Vista, which is like a small town in San Diego.
Cholo Vista.
So we were walking up this long fucking road, and then in the middle of the street, we see this dude in his fucking underwear, like whitey tighties, and he's like jogging in the middle of the road. And he runs up to us. We're like a big group of people. And he's like, "Yo, I need a place to hide, like anywhere. Like I gotta get out of here." And we were like, "Oh, like, you know, where are you coming from?" And he basically said like his wife had like framed him. He just got out of like the military or something. And he was like giving us his whole life story. And there's like a shopping center like to our right, and like just a bunch of like foliage, just miscellaneous foliage and bushes to our left. And then like we're talking to the dude, and this straight up felt like a scene out of like a fucking Grand Theft Auto cutscene. A helicopter flies overhead, and fucking SWAT team starts running out of the bushes and like the buildings, and like we're all just talking to this dude in his underwear, and he's like telling us about how his like wife was like framing him for some crazy crime, and like
Holy
SWAT team just surrounds us. Like, it was the craziest fucking thing. He's like, no, I didn't do it. No. What's funny is like the dude, again, he was wearing whitey tighties and like fucking combat boots. Yeah, and combat boots, like fully like
Trevor.
Yeah,
that's kind of hot though. I love when people wear shoes with their underwear.
Yeah, but this dude was like cut. He didn't seem like crazy, but cut. Like I couldn't help but
wife probably
wonder
did
why
fuck him over. It's just one of them fucking army marriages or whatever, and then she's like, "Oh no, I want to date this guy. I'm gonna fucking murder my husband when he gets back from Iraq."
A random guy in his underwear. Beef boys wish you luck out there. Hope you're doing well,
okay.
King.
Shout out.
Yeah, honestly, I wish I wasn't so drunk because I want to like remember the specifics. Because I was very drunk that night, and I just remember like thinking like, is this really like, am I having a fever dream? Because this is fucking wild.
This is fucking epic.
Yeah, but I remember like thinking like, I feel like this dude's telling the truth. I feel like whatever his wife did, she actually did it. Yeah. So yeah, shout out naked army man.
There was a brief moment there where you had a moral choice appear on your screen where you could have grabbed one of the SWAT team's guns and
oh yeah, just fucking John Wick and killed everyone.
Go down with him.
Yeah.
Or I could have hit him before they got there.
Speaking of SWAT teams and whitey tighties, as Doplex calls them, you guys ever be feeling like you getting old? Because I feel like I've been getting old recently.
All the time.
It's like the turn, the 23 to 24 range was my kind of where I started feeling this stuff. Like my body starting to hurt. I got arthritis when it's cloudy out and shit. It's like, the fuck is happening to my life? And then
I think some of it might be because I'm fat.
Also, yes.
That aside.
But I want to hear the little things that make you feel old, because recently I bought a nice SSD to transfer all my games onto recently that I spent like $100 on, right? And in the same order, thank you. In the same order, I bought a lint roller, which I have right here and I've used. Here it is. And I was more excited for the lint roller than the SSD, because it's just like, oh man, like my green screen has shit on it sometimes because my cats like to fuck with it for some reason. I got cat hair all over my fucking clothes. When there's stuff on my desk, I can just kind of whiff it. I can hit my keyboard with it. And it's just like, this is fucking great. And then the SSD came and I haven't even set it up yet. And it's like fucking... It's been like 3 days. I spent like $120 on it or some shit.
And then like at his computer on Amazon, he clicks purchase on the lint roller. He's like, things are looking up, James.
That's it though. That's what I mean.
Things are looking up.
It's like I used to be
looking up James' house.
I would have been so hyped for like, which I mean, I'm glad I got it, but like I would have been so hyped for a new SSD. I would have been fucking making sure everything's perfect on everything. I haven't like transferred any games to it yet. And then last night I had a dream. It's like the best dream I've had in months, right? And all it was I was able to afford a cleaning lady, and she like cleaned my whole apartment, and it was like, oh man, like I woke up like cheesing, and it's just like, man, I should be dreaming about getting my dick sucked. Why am I dreaming about a fucking cleaning lady?
Cleaning lady.
To be fair, that could turn into the dick sucking.
Exactly.
That's
maybe if you let the dream happen a bit more.
That's true.
That's
a lot of billionaires do that.
That does remind me of like the lint roller. Reminded me and my friend Jad had a very excited discussion. We were both getting new vacuum cleaners, and that was like a genuine moment of excitement. Like we were just like, man, we used to talk about like video games and shit.
Yeah. Have you seen the new Dyson?
So anyway, feeling old. I've definitely found it's harder to play games as long. You know, like I can play for a good few hours for sure. But you know, like, man, back in high school, like in the holidays, it'd be like wake up at 3 p.m, World of Warcraft till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Repeat. Whereas
I
like now if
I'll
play a game for like, I'll play a game for a few hours and then just be like, man, I need to do something else. I think also I damaged my back, so I can't really sit down for like ages without feeling like I need to get up and do something, which definitely pushes me outside, I suppose. But
Andrew, what makes you feel old?
Finding out friends' younger siblings that you knew them from when they were like super, super little, and then it's like, yeah, they just graduated high school, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
What? No.
My little sister has a friend who, my little sister's like 3 years younger than me. They lived on our block, and I would like babysit them. I would hang out with them if they came over our house to play with my little sister. You know, like you're still at that age when you're a kid, like you're gonna just play with whoever's at your house, you know?
Yeah.
But he's like a fucking baby in my mind. And I think they went to different high schools, so I haven't seen him since he was like 11. He's like 21 now, and he's like a marketing exec and has like a Lamborghini.
That's fucking crazy. That's wild.
My sister showed me like his Snapchat, because they're like still like pretty close friends. She like showed me his, and I was just like, oh, what's up with that kid? And she showed me his Snapchat the other day, and I was like, bruh. What the fuck? Which is, I mean, good for him. He is a nice kid. I like him.
The bag.
But it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I thought he would have had like an entry level job, and he's just like, got like a matte black fucking Hurricane Rana.
A matte pet. I'm actually, well, that reminds me. I'm kind of, you might be here, Doplex, James and Andrew. I don't know if you guys might be a few more years away from this, but I'm getting to the age now where everyone on my Facebook is getting married and having kids, which is very cringe.
Same for me.
Yeah, I figure maybe because of your Christian background.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's
a little bit younger,
Christian rural background where everybody's just like, welcome second kid, and I'm like, ugh,
it's just weird because like I don't really use Facebook a ton, but I just check it now that I deleted Twitter and read it off my phones, which is a great suggestion, by the way. Do that. Now when I need something to do when I'm like taking a shit, I'm like, well, I guess I'll check Facebook. I go on there and yeah, it's like people I don't use Facebook, so it's like time locked to like 10 years ago. So it's like friends I had back then. It's like school acquaintances I haven't talked to in 10 years. Like this chick I met at a party once and added on Facebook and then talked to twice. You know, so it's just weird every time I go and it's like, oh, this random person's getting married. This person's having a kid. This person, and it's like, because no one in my friends group, even my extended friends group, is really doing any of that. So to me, I still feel kind of justified in like not doing that. But
I deleted Facebook like a long time ago. So, but my Facebook was pretty much exactly like that, where it was like time locked to when I did use it. So like it was a lot of people I didn't even fucking remember at that point. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of my friends had kids very young, like I'm talking like at 15, 16. So like
Jesus,
they like their kids are like you know
older than you now.
Right, yeah.
How are you 30?
What's going on here? I'd say for me that the thing that makes me feel old, I've always done this thing where I relate like music and albums to like specific points in my life. Very specifically, Dance Gavin Dance albums. Like every record has like some sort of significance in like a point in my life. So when I'm listening to like a record from like, I remember being on like a bus before I had a car and like this album just came out and I was listening to this. So like it's usually like the passage of time, and like if I'm listening to something and in my mind I'm like, this is a classic now because it came out a decade ago. Like that's fucking wild. Yeah. So typically just music and just like, I don't know, that point where it becomes nostalgic. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. I guess I have the same thing with a lot of albums, but Dance Gavin Dance, like last year when I was writing the Cyberpunk video, I was listening to fucking Mothership like constantly, and it's like now I can't even listen to that without thinking about that. But I've been rewatching Jersey Shore recently. And it's like, I've rewatched it so many times. I rewatch it like every year, but this is the first year where it's like, oh shit, they were like, the youngest of them were like 23, 24 when the show started. So like, I finally like caught up. You know what I mean? It's like, I was watching that in 6th grade and now I'm them.
Pauly D.
Well, I'm not them, but like, I'm like the age they were during that. It's just like, even though we're the same age, it's like, I don't feel like an adult like they are yet. Like I still look at them like I don't know. It's fucking weird.
No, I do. I had the same thing with Sleepy Cabin, because those guys, you know, big inspirations, including Mick, who we got to on the podcast.
God bless.
But like, it's weird listening to old episodes, and they'll be like, they'll say they're like 25 years old, and I'm like, because when I first listened to it, they were like, because I think all of them are about 2 or 3 years older than me, and then like Mick and some of the guys are, you know, like 10 years old or whatever, but most of them are still older than me. So when I'm hearing it, I'm still laughing at what they're saying, but they're like 25, and I'm like, damn.
What?
Farted
on my dick.
Time farted on our dicks.
To your point as well, Doplex, like I listened to those at my first real job out of uni, and I can still remember, this is when I was working on like the Marvel TV shows, like the backgrounds. I can still remember which background I was working on when I listened to like each episode pretty much.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So it's kind of, there's like a cool like, that was a really fun one to work on. I remember listening to
you have visuals.
Yeah.
Well, you're like designing Iron Man's cock or something, and you're like.
Speaking of Jersey Shore, I was watching it the other day, and it not reminded me, but it made me think. So there's this episode in the first season where Snooki, the really really short one, is like hooking up with this guy, and like they keep like cutting to her back and forth there, and it's like they're in the club, they're hooking up, they're at the bar, they're hooking up. They're on the boardwalk, they're hooking up. They like fall asleep on the beach to watch the sunset, they're hooking up. And the whole time she's calling this guy Ron, and like no one's correcting her or anything. And then when the at the very end of the episode, it ends with like, I don't know, man, like maybe me and Ron could like be a serious thing. And the last thing in the episode is an edit where they freeze frame on Ron and then put Ron in parentheses and then Russ is his actual name, but like they let her like be like, it's like Ron's like the one for me, it's like, and then they just do it so dirty. And I was and that made me think, like, because me and Doplex edit for a living, but like we're all editors who make content, but it's like for us it's like, I'm gonna fucking distort the shit out of this guy's face, throw a reverb on it, throw a flanger on it. I'm gonna make the fucking I'm gonna put like a shaky cam on it. But it's like when you're an editor for a TV show, it's like you can only enact your own power in such like a limited way. So I was wondering if you guys had any other examples of that, of like a really funny thing as an editor where you see it in more mainstream like movies or TV, where it's like that editor just like made the fucking episode, or like that editor like totally just waited to do that punchline that normal people wouldn't pick up on, because like I never picked up on that before until now, because I I edit for other people now, you know?
Yeah.
100%. It's funny when you put that in talking points. I've been binge watching Kitchen Nightmares like just on YouTube.
I love
that
Kitchen
show's
Nightmares.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And
Great stuff.
literally, like after reading that talking point and I was watching that, literally the perfect example just happened right in front of me, and it made me fucking laugh. So Gordon Ramsay's helping this dude who's like a total like. He's just like a total like weak man, you know. He's very like pathetic.
He's a beta.
He's running this restaurant. Yeah, he's a beta
He's
male.
like one of
he
our
lives with his
fans.
mom. Yeah, he's like in his like mid to late 40s. And so Gordon Ramsay takes him to like a boxing ring, like a, you know, they're doing like that whole very cliche movie trope where it's like, you know, this is your demons. You gotta exercise them out, man.
Yeah.
And you know, like Gordon's doing like the little pads and like the
I
dude's
remember
punching
that
it.
episode, yeah.
Yeah, and just the way they were editing it, it was like a lot of like flashes and like slow motion, like as the dude's hitting it. It cuts to pictures of his dead dad, and like,
Oh my god.
Jesus.
it's so fucking dramatic how he's just like,
Come on! Come on! Prove him wrong!
it's like a moment of like, you know, this dude's like building fucking a backbone to run his kitchen, but the editing was just so, it didn't have to be that dramatic, but it was.
And you know the
then
editors were in the editing bay, like everything's fucking blacked out,
Pissing
it's
themselves.
silent and everything, and they were just fucking dying watching like the final cut of it. And like it's funny when you look at it through that on TV, but like it's so much funnier to the people editing it. Look at like knowing what they're doing. It's just it's like so special.
You get that high knowing that it's like people get the street's gonna love this one.
With Kitchen Nightmares, I had another one where it was like, it was just Gordon Ramsay was like doing, it was like the thing at the beginning where he tries all the food and he's like, this is fucking rubbish, and it's like that part, and he was the food was taking forever, so he's just sitting there and he's whistling, and somehow they found like a song that went perfectly in tune with his whistling, and then it like cuts out into a stinger perfectly like with his whistle, and it was like, and I just heard it happen and it lined up, and it was like, I went in the comments and there was like no comments about it, but I was like, whoever fucking edited this like did that on fucking purpose. Like it was like like it was like syncopated perfectly. It was crazy.
Now I'm just imagining like they do a live like orchestral, like, you know, you can go watch like, you know, A New Hope like with a live orchestra. Just imagine
Kitchen
you can do
Nightmares orchestra.
Gordon Ramsay whistling. So I will say, because me and my roommate Jared, for the second half of the feature, I guess the pilot that we worked on as a junior class in film school, I think I talked about it in our bonus episode. For those who, I don't know if I've talked about it before. For those who don't know, my film school, the junior class, you get to work on like a massive project where they bring in professionals, the professors are working on it, and you kind of fill in the crew, and it just gives you crew experience. So the second half of it, you switch jobs, so you get kind of a mix of things. And me and Jared were on BTS editorial. So we had terabytes of footage of audition things, like people auditioning. We had the BTS crew was going around and like talking to people here and there. So we had random like behind the scenes shots and just this insane amount of footage to work with. And the editing professor, I hope he, for some reason, this doesn't get back to him and he gets in trouble for it. The editing professor was like, so obviously when we deal with a lot of footage, every editor feels this. You kind of get overwhelmed and you need some way to cut loose. He said, so he's like, so what you do if you want to get a little funny with some of the footage, just to
you want to get a little silly,
let some steam out. Put it in a folder and just bury that folder deep into the hard drive and name it something weird. I think he said the way he does it, he names it like Bay 47. It's a Star Wars reference or something. And so me and Jared were like, okay. And we started, I think I have it on my phone still. So I don't even know if I'm allowed to, but fuck it, I'm going to put it up there. I have some footage that me and Jared cut together of some auditions. Because almost all of the auditions they did were in front of a green screen.
Oh hell!
They just used that room. So me and Jared just started putting them into random things.
I'm so sorry. We can't deliver there. Man, sorry. You can take them with you if you want.
And we're in the edit lab. We're laughing our asses off, and then we get to this one clip, and it broke us. Like we couldn't breathe in tears because all it was it's this kid that looks a little awkward, and he's standing there in front of the green screen, kind of half smiling because he's a little nervous, and the camera like zooms in a little bit, and then you hear the director go, "Okay, cut," and that was it. That was the only thing that was there, and something about that, after seeing all this footage, broke us. And so people were looking over at us in the edit lab, which is like dead quiet, because me and Jared are losing our minds over this clip.
So good.
And so
can you put it on screen? Can we put that on screen?
I don't see why not. It's not like it's breaking any kind of laws about it. It's like
maybe
a random
blur his face or some shit, Courtney, if you can.
Yeah. So
Courtney, put it on
just in case.
Courtney, face swap him with Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, put him on screen.
Okay.
Anyway, the reason I bring that up is because, to James's point, the editors 100% start getting a little goofy and are like, how can we make something funny happen but not really make it seem like we're trying to be funny?
Yeah, it's an
and
art.
see what they can get away with.
Yeah. I think that's getting away with it. I think is the whole meme there. It's like because that makes it 10 times funnier knowing it had to go through like a producer and a director and the network and all this other shit. But you're like, as the editor, you're like sticking it to the man kind of and sliding something in.
Yeah, they should make a game called Getting Away with It with Bennett Foddy, and it's just you editing shit.
I can't think of any specific editing moments, but they're talking about Kitchen Nightmares do make me think. Have you ever seen the difference between the UK one and the US one?
Yes,
it's very funny.
Yes,
it's very. It's so like it's a really good. I don't know what you'd say, like not a litmus test, but like a kind of a good example of the two cultures.
Yes,
100%. Like the UK one very much lets something breed, and they'll have an argument, but it's just very like. It's fucking raw. Like it's just,
it'll just be you, man.
It'll be like
British version is way better.
Yeah, it's just 2 minutes of uninterrupted, like Gordon Ramsay having this like
but they're fucking idiot.
But they're British, so they're still kind of civil about the whole thing. It's like you're a bloody idiot. You're an absolute fool. It's pretty funny. But then I always remember seeing
calls them an N-word.
I always remember seeing a comment on one of those, like the British fights, where it was like, if this is the US one, there'd be like 16 symbols and 2 ad breaks by the end of this.
I think they're all up on YouTube, and I think it's like on the official channel or whatever. So like over the summer, I watched like all of Kitchen Nightmares, which I've seen most of it before. But then it started like auto playing the British ones, and I was like, why is this like this is the show, but it isn't the show? I'm very confused.
It's more like a documentary.
Yeah, exactly. They feel just a little bit more. The way they're shot even feel like more.
Yeah.
It felt more. Yeah, it felt like it would be a one-off on Netflix rather than like the 13th episode this season. The way it was shot.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, oh, this must be a really serious one. But then it's still like, oh, you fucking Ted, you fucking dipshit. It's like, but all before that, it's like really, it's like really chill and like shot kind of nicely. And I was like, oh, this is probably like the best kitchen nightmare ever. They're like a Michelin star place now, and then it's just like,
you know what's wild about Kitchen Nightmares? Like, not to branch off too crazy,
wild?
But did you guys know that 60% of the restaurants that Gordon Ramsay visits close down?
Like, so I think that's part of the reason why I've never I like Kitchen Nightmares. Like the clips I've seen are really funny and everything, but I feel like I when I originally watched the show, it was with the understanding like, wow, he fixed it. It's good now. Like, you know, like it has ending. Yeah, but then knowing that it's like, oh, okay, this place probably bombed. Which like it makes sense. Like same with like people are going like people like I do that too sometimes. But like The Biggest Loser and shit, like you lost all this weight because you were in this very like regimented like TV show, and obviously it makes sense. A lot of them gain that back afterwards because they're no longer like you know, on a TV
held
show.
Down.
The same way, like I'm sure a lot of the people, because so many people on Kitchen Nightmares are like stubborn assholes or just like idiots. And it's Gordon Ramsay can fix that only so much, but they're going to go back to their old ways afterwards, probably.
It's the people who, like, welcome him with open arms that they succeed every single time. So it's not like... Yeah. And Gordon's, like, pretty fucking real about it. I don't think he really plays much up, honestly. And, like... Yeah. He really goes off when it's like, you know, when he goes off on someone, it's because they had fucking like bleeding, rotting pig juice on top of like food they're gonna serve someone. Yeah. It's like you genuinely might kill somebody or some shit, you know? So it's like the people who are like really ready for his shit and don't just want their 15 minutes, so like they usually turn their restaurants around because like the work he does and the money he spends is like, you know, he's really giving them like a fighting chance. It's just as soon as he walks in, if the people are giving him a problem, their restaurant closed immediately after they finish filming.
Like 100%. Well, not only that, but like argue. But not only that, but there's also like the way they scout the show is like they get restaurants that are already like in the fucking shitter. Like if they don't turn shit around in like the next 6 months, they're going down regardless. So so by the time he gets there, they film. The episode doesn't even go out until like a year after he's there. So like
that's so much time. They don't have the buffer to like actually get the clout money,
like publicity and shit.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, because there's like one episode where like while he's there, he like it's like this whole thing. This like lady, she like trademarks a word, like that's famous in like their town, so he takes her to like a radio station and like she does publicity while he's there, and they're still around because like he was able to give them that clout while he was there. But like a lot of the restaurants just shit the bed like long after the episode goes out, and like everybody there already fucking died of cancer and shit. It's like long in the
but a 40% turnaround, like a 40% save is honestly like restaurants are bound to fucking fail. It's like 90% of restaurants fail and you ruin your fucking life and waste all your money. Like legit, like it's like one of the hardest businesses to actually make a profit on, especially if you're not like if you don't have like a bar or something, because that's where like the real profit. So it's just like 40% still isn't that fucking bad. It's a better chance than just like going at it yourself.
I love the ones where like he actually likes the food. There's that one clip I keep watching where it's like, I think it might be from the UK one because it's not over edited or anything, but it's like a woman, she does like soul food cooking, I think.
I just saw that clip like on Twitter just recently. It's really, I love that clip.
She's like the nicest, like, you know, woman in the world, and Gordon like polishes the plate off and goes up and he's like, this is fucking brilliant. I can't just remember what the problem was. I think it was just they just couldn't like drum up like, you know, attention to the place or something. But
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
It's really it's a cool clip. I watched it every now and then just because it's kind of wholesome.
It's very wholesome. She's like, oh, you won't make me cry, and then gives him a hug.
She's like this like lovely like old black woman who's just like super comforting.
I genuinely love Gordon Ramsay and like just the situations that he puts himself like it's this weird thing, like when you see him in like a wholesome moment like that, it's like it makes it more wholesome. It's weird.
I love like I don't really watch a lot of his reality show stuff, but I watch a lot of his like his cooking videos,
Israeli shows.
His ones where he goes to Israel and fights the Palestinians. He fillets the Palestinians.
Jesus.
Gordon, stop!
ISIS nightmares.
That's not based.
Oh my god. Yo, weapons.
He's like beheading the guy, filthy. But before he beheads him, he's got the little tag and he's shing, 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 shing.
Oh my god, no, give me that. He takes the machete.
Lovely.
Just a touch. Lovely. Perfect.
Beautiful. Look at the cut on this. Absolutely like beautiful.
Delicious, yeah?
Just a touch.
Oh my fucking god.
I'd love to see ISIS nightmares. He goes up to the guy, can't decapitate properly, like he only gets halfway through. He's like, what are you doing, you bloody donkey?
Fucking donut!
There's a simple clash.
Half done.
It comes with some witty joke. This isn't beheading, this is bedeading.
What are you? An idiot terrorist.
And they're all like really subservient to them. They're like, we're sorry, Gordon.
Oh my fucking god. You call yourself a terrorist organization. I've seen better organizing in a fucking sock drawer. Oh my god.
he walks out and they're getting ready to film the video and decapitate him, and he's like, "Whoa, what's happening over here? What's this shit?"
He goes to the fucking. I love when he does the cutaways and is just like talking to the camera outside in Kitchen Nightmares, because he's always really bouncy on his feet. And he's like, "All right, this is what they're doing. They're gonna do." I hope that and at the end of the episode, he always has a fucking stupid quip about like something they said in the episode. He's like, and I hope they don't have sex with the potatoes. And he just like turns around and like starts like jogging away.
Gordon Ramsay out.
Walks in oncoming traffic.
It's just so like uncanny the way he does it, and kind of just like turns around and walks away. It's so funny.
Oh god, Anyway, so
I can't remember where I was going with that before, but that's Gordon Ramsay joins ISIS.
So we launched our Beef Boys Patreon, where we're gonna be doing some exclusive clips and shit like that.
You get extra clips if we feel like we're rambling about stuff, and maybe we cut off part of our conversation. We can't on here. It's on Patreon. When we want to do IRL videos one day, we're probably gonna do stuff with that. If I pull my balls out in them, it's on Patreon. Sometimes when we're chilling and we're making thumbnails, I'm gonna start recording it, and you're just gonna have, because we be funny when we're all together. That's gonna be on Patreon. You're getting bonus episodes, maybe one or two, well, at least once a month, if not 2 times a month. You're getting fucking. If we ever are making decisions about the show, you're getting polls to be able to have an opinion on it. We ever do special Q&As with guests and stuff, you're getting priority access to the questions. I mean, come on.
And finally, as mentioned earlier, it is R18. So if we ever reference something of a risky nature, which previously we've just had to describe, we can now actually throw that up on screen.
We can show you boobies and penises.
Exactly.
It's $5. It's $5 for everybody. It'll never change. There's one tier. You get everything or you get nothing. That's it.
Never for nothing, baby.
Click right here. Can we do that?
Wait, I want to end with this. Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Buckingham Palace has announced
The Queen has COVID.
Okay, I heard it that time.